pada pagi hari ini dengan sesungguh-sungguhnya. Artinya betul-betul bermanfaat. Jangan sampai acara berbagai ragam acara di Pikes. Jadi saya berharap betul-betul nantinya kita maknai acara ini dengan sebaik-baiknya, bertahan sampai akhir. Bagi peserta sekalian. Dan bagi Bu Dekan juga apresiasi ya dengan panitia sehingga acara ini bisa terselenggara. Khusus untuk Pak Dr. Yashwant Pathak. Terima kasih sudah berkenan untuk menyampaikan materi hari ini. Saya juga ingin menyampaikan bahwa saya tidak akan bisa sampai selesai mengikuti acara ini karena di jam 9 saya juga mendapat tugas dari Pak Rektor untuk menghadiri mengikuti webinar terkait bagaimana cara meraih akreditasi internasional yang diselenggarakan oleh pimpinan pusat Muhammadiyah. Jadi saya akan menyempatkan ya untuk membuka acara ini. Semoga acara ini berlangsung dengan lancar, memberikan manfaat dan keberkahan lah bagi kita semua. Itu harapan saya. Baik, tanpa berpanjang kata, marilah dengan bersama-sama mengucap basmalah, kita buka acara ini, workshop nanoteknologi per cosmetical ini dengan bersama-sama mengucap basmalah. Saya nyatakan acara pagi ini dibuka dengan resmi. Baik, saya rasa hanya itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Sekali lagi bertahan sampai akhir untuk peserta, dimaknai acara ini dengan sesungguhnya dan kita harapkan bermanfaat bagi kita semua. Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Dr. Lasminarti, for your welcoming speech and high
Panitia saya pamit ya. Panitia saya pamit ya.
Speaker today, Dr.
Untuk mengikuti acara berikutnya, saya pamit.
I hope I pronounce your name correctly, sir. And then after the opening session, we are moving to the next session. This is the second session and also the main session. And in this session, you will hear the presentation from our keynote speaker. And for this session, I will hand to the moderator. And our moderator today is Ms. Nurul Komaria. She is a lecturer at the University of Palangkaraya. And her educational background, she got Master of Science degree from University of Indonesia. We know that the University of Indonesia is one of the best university in this country. And for her publication, she has several publications in reputable national journal and international journal as well. Okay, without further ado, Ms. Nurul, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How about my voice? Is it clear enough? Okay. The Honorable Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya, First Vice Rector, the Honorable Dean Faculty of Health Science, the Honorable all lecturer and staff of Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya, and also the audience and workshop participants. Thank you all for finding time and visiting today's workshop. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this prestigious workshop about cosmetic quality based on nanotechnology formulations, held by Faculty of Health Science Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya. In this occasion, we shall have outstanding presentations from our prominent speaker, whom I believe shall enrich our insight and knowledge regarding nanotechnology. Before the presentation begins, allow me to introduce our keynote speaker today. Good evening or good morning, Professor Mr. Pathak. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Absolutely.
Welcome to Palangkaraya, even though it's virtually. All right, I will read a brief CV from our honorable speaker today. Mr. Yashwant Pathak, Pharm Executive MBA, MSCM, PhD, received his pharmacy education up to PhD from Nagpur University, India. Subsequently, he worked in England and Israel before moving to USA in 1989 as American Heart Association Fellowship. He has worked in many pharma industries and universities. Since last 13 years, he is a full-rank professor and presently Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs at University of South Florida, Tanager College of Pharmacy in Tampa, Florida, USA. He has published over 200 research papers, reviews, and chapters in books, and also edited over 35 books in the field of nanotechnology, nutraceutical, and drug delivery systems. He has received many national and international awards, including Fulbright Senior Scholar Fellowship, and spent 6 months in Indonesia. Also received many fellowships from Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, UK, France, and Ecuador. He has traveled close to 100 countries and lectures in over 100 universities. That's all the curriculum vitae for our honorable speakers today. You have spent about 6 months in Indonesia, Mr. Pathak. Is that true? May I know which city you are
I was
in?
in Surabaya.
Oh, Surabaya.
And I
Hopefully you
came
can
to
spend
Kalimantan
one
also.
in Palangkaraya for the next trip, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay, before the presentation begins, let me explain how the presentation will be going on. Firstly, I'd like to give the time for Mr. Pathak to present material for about 60 minutes, about 1 hour. And then we continue with discussion section for about 15 minutes. For participants, if you have any question during the presentation, please type them into the chat box and I'll bring them up in discussion section. You can typing in English or in Bahasa Indonesia. That will be okay. And if you don't mind, please turn on your video camera during the meeting and mute yourself if you don't, if you are not sharing. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Mr. Pathak. Sir, time is yours.
So, Selamat Pagi. And right at the beginning, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dean Ibu Nurlina and the rector and vice rector who are attending this wonderful symposium. And I must congratulate the university, Muhammadiyah University in Palangkaraya, the Faculty of Pharmacy, because this is an important aspect of pharmaceutical education. And just to share the numbers, the global cosmetic market was around $507.8 billion in US dollars, and the market is projected to be value of 758 billion in 2025. And obviously, the nanotechnology is changing the scenario in cosmetic market, and I would like to share all those things with you all. And whenever you have any questions, I've mentioned, kindly type it in the chat box and I will respond to them later. So, Selamat Pagi, now it is Pagi there. Apa kabar? Mohon maaf, saya tidak bisa Bikara Bahasa Indonesia. I'm sorry, I cannot speak fully in Bahasa Indonesia. Selamat, congratulations to be apoteker, and selamat belajar. Nama, I just wanted to share with you the slide here, which says keep calm and speak Bahasa Indonesia. And this is what I learned when I first landed in Jakarta. And from Jakarta to Shahidjaya, the hotel, it was around maximum 15-20 kilometers.
Yeah.
It took me more than 3 hours because that was the Jakarta traffic.
Traffic light.
And I realized that keeping calm is part of the Jakarta life. And then I also learned a lot of things from the person who was driving me. He was the Uber driver and he was driving me. I was not knowing Bahasa and he was not knowing English. But then what we learned was that he was very well versed with the Bollywood movies. He was knowing Shah Rukh Khan, he was knowing Salman Khan, he was knowing Kareena Kapoor, he was knowing everybody. And then 3 hours we didn't know how it went. So keeping calm and speaking Bahasa was the first thing I learned when I came to Indonesia, and I subsequently I visited Indonesia many times. I did have an opportunity to visit Palangkaraya, Kalimantan also.
Hopefully next
So
time.
this is nama saya Yashwant Pathak. Saya berasal dari Tampa, Florida, Muluk, India. This is a beautiful picture of the campus we have. This is the South Campus of University of South Florida. Saya bekerja University of South Florida College of Pharmacy. Saya Professor and Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs. And then this is a common thing, ada pertanyaan. If you have any questions, kindly write it in the chat box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little bit about our university so that you'll know where from I am coming. So this is the beautiful South Campus of University of South Florida. University of South Florida is 9th largest university in the United States. Based on number of students, we have now it is almost 52,000 students who are on the campus. And if you come to our campus, it is a huge campus with around 80,000 people who are working on the campus. It's a very big thing, and it is a very tough job for us because it was almost impossible to maintain the social distancing during this COVID-19 pandemic, and we are learning a lot out of that. That was a great experience for us. So we are in the top 50 universities in overall achievements in United States. Probably we are 39th now, and we are one of the preeminence university in the state of Florida. State of Florida has 13 universities, and there are 2 universities which are eminent, and then we are the third one, which is preeminent. So we are moving to the eminent university very soon. And another thing which we would like to become is the member of the American Association of Universities, which our president is trying to get into AAU, which is the elite club of the top ranking universities in United States. That is where we are working on. Oh, so this is the picture here is, this is the picture of the downtown Tampa, Florida. And we have our new building, which has been built in the downtown somewhere here now. It doesn't show here, but that new building is where the pharmacy college will be established very soon. We are moving next year probably because of the COVID. It was delayed, but otherwise we would have been in the downtown building. It's a 14-storied building. We are ranked 23rd based on NIH-based total grant. So for last 5 years, we have been continuously getting more than $500 million in the form of grants from NIH, NSF, and many different national and international organizations, as well as many foundations. So it is considered to be, we are in 23rd rank by NIH based on the amount of money we get every year for our research work. Then we are also, this is a beautiful building. This is a called Marshall Student Center. And this is our mascot, which is called Bulls. And we always say, go Bulls in the USA, because that is the mascot of our football team also. So we are ranked in top 10 based on number of US patents allotted. It is very interesting to share with you that this year, our faculty in our College of Pharmacy issued close to 20 patents in different areas. Personally, I got 3 patents in the area of ophthalmic drug delivery system. But our university is in top 10 universities producing a lot of patents. It is very important aspect of our academic life here in campus. This is another building, but there are more than 100 such buildings on the campus. So USF Health, we are part of the USF Health, which is a unique concept. We have here Morsani College of Medicine, College of Public Health, College of Nursing, College of Pharmacy, School of Physiotherapy, and we have very strong focus on interprofessional, interdisciplinary training of the healthcare professionals. And that is the strength of our USF Health in University of South Florida. So we always claim loudly that the future of the healthcare is here on our USF campus. This is some of the buildings which are shown here. Then we have a very beautiful place called Center for Advanced Medical Learning and Simulation called CAMELS. Here there is a picture which shows these people are learning a lot of surgeries which are done there, robotic surgeries, and these things can be taught to the global audience also. So they can be sent to many different countries, and people can learn from the Center for Advanced Medical Learning and Simulation, which is a very groundbreaking institute in the downtown there. So our university provides degrees in many different ways. There are 71 undergraduate majors in various faculties, which covers art, science, behavioral, community science, business, education, engineering, global sustainability, honors college, marine science, medicine, nursing, pharmacy, public health. And she used to be our president, Professor Judy Jensha, but now we have changed, and our new president is Professor Steve Corral, who recently joined. So we have excellent graduate programs and postdoctoral opportunities. I will definitely welcome you all to look at our website and see if there are a lot of opportunities for the pharmacy graduate to do their masters and PhD. We have a masters in pharmaceutical nanotechnology program, which you can sit in Palangkaraya and take the courses from online courses are available. So it is a great way to learn more about nanotechnology, pharmaceutical nanotechnology in our graduate program. So this is a beautiful campus here, and you will see such beautiful pictures on website. So it's a fun-filled education of high quality. Tampa is just like Indonesia. Indonesia, we can compete with the weather there, and we can compete with the beaches which you have in Bali and Lombok and all these different places. Very beautiful beaches, Sulawesi. I had opportunity to visit all those beaches while I was in Indonesia. We have some of the best beaches on earth, Clearwater Beach, St. Petersburg Beach, Siesta Keys, very beautiful beaches are there, great weather, great learning atmosphere, unending opportunities. And we are culturally diverse with, nowadays we are almost close to 130 countries on campus. We have a lot of Indonesian students who come here and study. Last time, the Consul General of Indonesia, she came here, and now she has been appointed as the Ambassador of Indonesia in Cuba. So we always brag that you name it and we have it. So this is some information I wanted to share with you all about our university. So today I'm going to talk about the applications of nanotechnology in cosmetics. So there are, nanotechnology is changing the whole scenario in many different countries and in many different industries. It has got enormous applications, and that is why I say nano is too big. Although nano is very small, but the applications of nano are significant, and you will see that China is one of the largest patent producing country, then USA is there, Korea, Great Britain, Indonesia, Germany, and I'm definitely sure that Indonesia also must be producing patents into the nanotechnology, and I'll encourage Muhammadiyah University to look at how you can convert your research work which is done into the patents so that it can benefit the Muhammadiyah University also. So if you look at the consumer products, as I mentioned, that the cosmetics is almost $500+ billion of business globally, and it is going to be $758 billion by 2025. So you can imagine how much money is invested and how much money is in the market of cosmetics, and that is why it is a very important aspect of pharmaceutical sciences. So if you look at the consumer products, the inventory list shows that there are over 1,600 products in the market which are identified by the manufacturers as containing nanoparticles. Particles between 1 to 100 nanometer, between 1 to 100 billionth of a meter across. So it is such a small particle that you cannot even see with optical microscopes. You need to look at it under transmission electron microscopy or scanning electron microscopy to look at these very fine particle, but then their applications are too big, and that's why nano is too big. I always say that. So if you look at the nano products, you'll find that there are more than, now this is 2017 data, more than 7,000 products are in the market, and more than 1,100 nano organizations are existing worldwide. So many countries have multiple nano organizations, and they are addressing different areas of nanotechnology. If you look at the number of conferences, this is a 2017 data, there were 789 conferences organized in many different countries based on only nano and nano applications. If you look at the number of standard documents produced by various governments, there are 403 documents which were produced by many different countries, governments, and strategic plans by different governments. 34 governments have put specific strategic plans for development of nanotechnology in the respective country. Even Indonesia has a very interesting and very robust plan for developing nanotechnology in Indonesia. There are more than 1,000 companies who are claiming themselves to the nanotechnology companies, and 52 countries around the world are actively involved in nanotechnology and nano research. So I have a list which is again 2017 data, where you see there are around 258 products launched by 49 companies in 19 different countries, while there are 487 products in the automotive industry by 74 companies to 23. As far as our talk today is concerned, cosmetics, there are 662 products with 99 companies producing those 662 products in 21 different countries, and they are all nano cosmetics. And it has got applications in electronics, environment, food, home appliances, medicine is almost 714 products are there, petroleum, renewable energy. And that is why I say that nano is too big, because all different aspects of our human life is covered by nanotechnology, with so many thousands of products which are in the market which are using nanotechnology. So nano research is also a big thing. They say that more than 4,320 papers were published in China only. More than 1,596 were published in 1 year in USA. India had published 915. Iran has published 716. South Korea, Japan, UK. And I really always look forward to, whenever I talk with Indonesian people, that why not our name is here. And that is where Muhammadiyah University should strive to publish in the area of nanotechnology. And when next time I will come to your university, I will love to discuss more on how simple techniques are used for delivering nanotechnology, or delivering drugs using nanotechnology. So there are many thousands of papers which are published in nanotechnology by many different countries and many different universities. So what exactly is nano? So nanotechnology or nanoscience are widely seen as having great potential to bring benefit to many areas of research and application. We have seen some of the application. The nano is prefix came out of the Greek language, which means dwarf. And 1 nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter or 10 raised to minus 9 meters. And the term nanotechnology was first used in 1974 by Norio Taniguchi, a scientist at University of Tokyo, Japan, used to refer the size of materials in nanometers. So Japan, actually Asia was the one first used this nanotechnology concept there. This is a nice picture you can see. I took it from one of my books in nanoparticulate drug delivery system. So this is the football or soccer ball we play. And this is the carbon 60 to 70 nanometer, carbon nanotubes. So you can see the size differences, and you have the head of the insect, your hair is here, the RBCs, the cells are there, and this is DNA and RNA strides. So they are less than 10 nanometers, so they're so low. And this is where the comparison you can see, and all these different things are there, which are very important to understand the importance of nanotechnology and how these measurements are done. So nano particles are available in many different ways. This is like nano gear green, protein nanotubes inside of the carbon nanotube, nano tricrystals, nano cells enlarged. This is one very important area which is known as molecular image of dendrimer. So the dendrimers are very important polymers which are widely used in pharmacy. And it is very important because these are the areas where you can connect these dendrimer polymers with antibodies, with genes, with drug molecules, with many different things. These are the ends of the polymer. And it is a very versatile polymer, and it is now a lot of researches are done based on this particular dendrimer. Then polymeric nanotubes are also widely used for incorporating the drug inside and then releasing the drug in the human body. So nano is, normally there are a lot of natural nanoparticles which are available. So most of the gases are natural particles. Forest fires, volcanoes, viruses, ferritin, biogenic magnetic microparticles. These are all below 100 nanometer. These are naturally occurring. So I always ask a question to all the students: who is the greatest scientist of nanotechnology? And the answer is very simple. Mother Nature is the greatest scientist, because we till now could not replicate what Mother Nature does. Our body is full of nanoparticles, the chylomicron, the RBC, the WBC, all the cell, the tissues, everything which in our body or in the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, all are nano processes, very important. And then there are anthropogenic ways. So there are unintentional. When you press your gas pedal on your mobile, it gives out some black soot, which is nanoparticles, actually carbon, which is given, and within no time it disappears in the air. When the jet flights move in the air, you will find a white streak, and in due course of time the white streak is merged into the clouds, and that white streak is nothing but the nanoparticles of the jet fluid or jet engine fluid. Power plant, incinerator, jet engine, polymer fume, these are some of the unintentional nanoparticles which are released in the system or nature. There are intentional nanoparticles like control size, shape and functionality, metal, semiconductors. Our cell phone is also a nanoparticle. It is a nano-based thing. Within no time from Indonesia, you can send the pictures to America. And this is all digitalized thing, which is all happening because of the nanoscale. And that is where nanotechnology comes into the picture. So you have nanospheres, nanowires, nanoneedles, nanotubes, nanoshells, nanorobots are there. Nowadays, a lot of cardiovascular intervention, angioplasty, angiography, all those things are done with nanorobots. So you can virtually see that nanorobot moving through your blood vessels, and you can see it on the iPad. The doctors nowadays give you the iPad where you can see the nanorobot going through your blood vessel. Very interesting things are happening because of the nanotechnology. So just to understand the nano, I always give an example, the cake. You apply some sugar on the top of the cake, and that is called as icing. You can decorate the cake with icing. So if you have a cake which is as big as football ground, then how much sugar will be needed? So you may need quintals of kgs and kgs of sugar. But if you use nanoparticle, you may do the same icing with very few grams of nano sugar, because if you look at the number of particles, if the particle diameter is 5 nanometer, then number of particles per centimeter square will be around 153 million particles. You can imagine how big nano will be, because the surface area is enormous when you have 5 nanometer. If you have a 20 nanometer particle size, then you have 2,400,000 particles there. If you have 5,000 nanometer diameter, then only one particle will be there. So you can see how the particles or the surface area is enormously increased using the nanotechnology, and that is what is happening in the cosmetics. The application is of nanotechnology in cosmetics is very useful. We'll see it more. So nanofabrication is normally done by two ways. One is bottom up, or second method is top down. So in bottom up, which is normally used in pharmacy, so you start with molecules and then gradually build up the nanoparticles out of the molecules. So it is a chemical synthesis or self-assembly polymers or positional assembly. So they finally come down to cosmetics. They are all can be prepared using bottom-up technology, which is normally most of the pharmaceutical nanotechnology uses bottom-up technology, starting from smaller particles, making it to 100 nanometers. The top-down is used in our cell phones or many of the metallic application, where lithography, cutting, etching, grinding, all the electronic devices, chip mass, most of the computer chips are all nano particles, and they are done from top down. So you have a bigger particle and you start scratching and scratching and scratching, and finally you come down to a very fine channels which are nano in size, and that is where our cell phone works, that through those nano channels you can transfer the digital pictures from Indonesia to America within seconds, fraction of seconds. So this is the advantage of nano systems. So you have two ways, bottom up and top down. So this is typical nano metallic manufacturing. So you have your nano imprint lithography. So these are all high safe environment has to be created. It is very, there are no particles in this environment, because otherwise your nano channels will get blocked. And this is very expensive area to work into the system using nano imprint lithography. But this is where your cell phone chips are created using this type of technique there. So there is a nano fabrication can be done, either precursors can be solid, liquid or gas. You can interact with primary or secondary generation, get a liquid vapor, use some chemistry, and finally you can get solids, which are nanoparticles. So from solid, liquid or gas, ultimately you can reach to a solid nanoparticles, and that is called nanofabrication using chemistry process. This is widely used, but there are all permutation combinations are there for this nanofabrication. So people, though the nanoparticles were existing, we were working with nanoparticles, but we never called those particles as nanoparticles, because we didn't have the analytical techniques to understand the nano size. We didn't know how small it can be. And as the new and newer techniques came into the picture, like laser diffraction, photon photon correlation spectroscopy, wide angle X-ray scattering, transmission electron microscopy, dynamic light scattering. All these technology allowed us to study and understand more and more about the nanotechnology. And this is where in last 15, 20 years, all these technologies have brought in lot of energy, synergy, and ability to understand nanotechnology in a better way. So US FDA has, till recently they didn't have any specific definition or guidance from the FDA, US FDA. Point to consider, they are learning, and they are now every year having conferences and getting top rank to learn to create policies for nanotechnology in drugs, cosmetics, and food products. So an engineered material, now recently they came up with a definition that engineered material or end product that has at least one dimension in nanoscale and ranging between 1 to 100 nanometers is a nanoparticle. This is the definition which FDA has now approved. So any cosmetics which contain 1 to 100 nanometers will be considered as nano cosmeceuticals. They will be considered as nano cosmetics as far as the US FDA is concerned. And they exhibit unique properties or phenomenon that enable novel application. So this is the general definition nowadays FDA is using for all the products which claim themselves to be the nano products. Materials in product is a challenge for the FDA. Documents which are produced, as earlier they started something issued on June 24, 2014, but it was not elaborate document to understand the cosmetic products. And they are working on every year they come up with new guidelines and new documents for US FDA studies for nano in cosmetics. So US FDA guidance for cosmetic products include the nanomaterials or engineered material to end product that have at least one dimension in nanoscale. That is the same definition is for cosmetics or pharmaceutical both. This extremely small size leads to unique properties different from those conventional products. And then these unique properties could affect the function, quality, and safety and effectiveness of the product. So here it is a brand X sunscreen, which is a broad spectrum SPF 15. That is a typical sunscreens are one of the large number of products which have come using nanotechnology in cosmetics. Then comes US FDA definition of cosmetics covers articles intended for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, altering appearance, and excludes soap. And just to make sure that cosmetics is not only the women's territory, but men also use a lot of cosmetics. So I put this picture here for you all. But these are all different kinds of cosmetics which are using nanotechnology, and this is the cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, and altering appearance is part of the definition of cosmetics by the US FDA. So US FDA does have authority over the cosmetics, and under Food, Drug and Cosmetics Act, cosmetics must not be adulterated or misbranded. No pre-market approval for cosmetics with the exception of color additive. The cosmetic manufacturer is responsibility for safety and marketed product. So it is the manufacturer who has to be responsible for safety and marketed products of under heading of cosmetics. And manufacturers or distributors should have obtained all data and information needed to substantiate the safety of the product before marketing. So it is the onus is on the manufacturer who are manufacturing cosmeceutical. They have to take care of these things, and this is their duty to provide that data, but there is no guideline for the manufacturer what data is needed. They have to be careful providing all the information needed to substantiate the safety of the product before the marketing, and that is where manufacturers are responsible for that. So regulation for nanotechnology in cosmetics, FDA regulates products, but it doesn't regulate the technology. So you can use nanotechnology in cosmetics. FDA will control only the final product. They will not control the application of nanotechnology, and that is the advantage which majority of the cosmetic companies have taken up. So cosmetics are manufactured using nanotechnology are subject to the same legal requirement as any other cosmetic. So there is no differentiation between nano cosmetics or general cosmetic, conventional cosmetics. And that is the advantage. But now FDA is changing their guidelines because they are seeing that there are a lot of challenges and a lot of safety concerns when you use nanotechnology as cosmetics. A new scientific information is presented for FDA consideration, and agency policies changes may be considered. So now people are realizing that there are a lot of risk involved in the nanotechnology when it is used in cosmetics, and we'll see some of those. So FDA is putting a damper on the nanotechnology in food, but your favorite sunscreen could still be putting up your health at risk. You know, when you use sunscreen nowadays, if you must have heard that Hawaii, one of the islands of USA, they have banned all the sunscreens which are using nanotechnology. And the reason was these sunscreens are affecting the corals and the sea structure around the beaches, and they are destroying all the oceanic product there. And that is why sunscreens with nanotechnology are totally banned in Hawaii. And many other countries are also looking at banning the sunscreen because these nanoparticles can get into the stomachs of the fishes. Because if a person, a lady or a man, uses the sunscreen, applies sunscreen on their skin and then get into the water, the sunscreen over the period of time is washed away with the sea water or oceanic water. And the nanoparticles which are existing in the sunscreen are taken up or gobbled by the fishes or the sea animals, as well as they can destroy the coral, they can destroy the weeds in the sea, which are very important to maintain the environment. And that is why people are banning the nanoparticle based sunscreen in many countries. Then nanotechnology in cosmetics is, there are certain advantages of using nanotechnology. One is excellent dispersibility. With very fine particles, nanotechnology can help in getting very smooth cosmetic. If you use some of these nano cosmetic, they are very smooth in their texture. They are very pleasant when you apply it on the body. Alter the optical properties, they deliver water or lipid soluble ingredient. It protects light and oxygen sensitive ingredient. Improve the stability of chemically unstable ingredients in cosmetic. Control release of ingredients. You can use the cosmetics and then remain, it can release the drug or the cosmetic ingredient over the period of time, and you can remain fresh for a much longer time if you use nanotechnology in cosmetics. Then control release of ingredient, improve the skin hydration, transparent on skin so you don't see it because the particles are so small, and increase the protection against both UV and UVB rays. But now you have to consider, because these particles are so small, 10 raised to minus 9 meters, nanometer range, they can easily go through your skin pores. And there is a possibility that there can be a systemic absorption of these nanoparticles getting into the body, and it may go into the systemic circulation. So we really do not have much data on nano safety in cosmetics, and this is where the challenge is coming into the picture. So there are several nano cosmetics available for different type of applications in nanoparticle, this application of nanotechnology in cosmetics, and many companies are using nanotechnology for their cosmetic products in market. So the dangers of nanoparticles in cosmetics: are your products safe? This is the question which we need to ask ourselves, as well as try to find out the answer. And this is where Mohammedia University Pharmacy College can get involved in finding the answer to see whether the nano product, cosmetic products are safer or not. If you use the animal skin and find out, if you take 10 different cosmetic products in the market, use it in animal models and find out whether cosmetic ingredients are absorbed and you can see them in circulation, that means it is dangerous. And these are the simple experiments which we can do it at University of Muhammadiyah and publish the papers in the area of nanotechnology. So for cosmetics, you have to look at type and size, aggregation, agglomeration, morphology, shape, surface area, surface chemistry, zeta potential, surface coating, solubility, stability, composition, and impurity. So whenever you are looking at any nano cosmetic, these are the parameters which you need to study and find out and then share it with the FDA when you submit for the permission to apply. And here are now new Perkin Elmer has got nanometrology portfolio where there are many different equipments which are used to get all this information which is necessary for cosmetic characterization. So there are different ways. The challenges what they are facing are, if you start with this small particle and if they agglomerate, and then gradually if you get bigger particle, then your nano size over the period of time become micro size, and your characteristic, the quality of the cosmetics can be changing. Same thing happens with shape. Your shape can, agglomerated particles will be different. Same thing happens with agglomeration, how the particles will behave, and surface speciation, it can be changed over the period of time. So all these factors, the stability, the surface functionality, porosity and surface area, composition, structure and crystallinity. So for each cosmetic product, if you use nanotechnology, over the period of time, these changes can happen. And these change can change the characterization of the nanocosmetics as well as properties of the nanocosmetics. And that is why study of these things are very important, and more researches have to be done. And these are the areas where University of Muhammadiyah can definitely work into the picture. So why nanomaterials in cosmetics? So nanomaterials are very useful. They bring up novel properties to the cosmetics, and they provide specific effects. A very large surface area is available, so small quantity can be easily spread over, and there are a lot of technological advances. You can get patents out of that, and this is where the advantages are there using nanotechnology in cosmetic. But there is a caution, because you'll see that shampoos, average number of chemicals in shampoo are 15. And most worrying are sodium lauryl sulfate, propylene glycol, methyl isothiazolene. Now, these, if you use these products into nano shampoo, you will find that because of the fine particles, these shampoos can get into your skin and they can get into your bloodstream also. They can accumulate in your body, and that is where the shampoo products, nano shampoo products might pose challenges. Same thing happens with eyeshadow. They have 26 chemicals. Lipsticks use almost 33 chemicals. Nail varnishes have 31 chemicals. Fake tan has 22 chemicals. Hairspray, deodorants have 32 chemical, blush has got 18 chemical, foundation creams are 24 chemical, perfume around 250 chemical, body lotions around 32 chemicals. So now you can imagine that when you are applying a nano cosmetic on your skin, all these chemicals are or can get into pass through the skin and get into your circulation. So you are exposing yourself to all these chemicals. In the conventional cosmetics, the particles were bigger in size, so they never could get through the skin pores. But with the nano, this is the challenge which we are facing, and we have no researches, no data available regarding the safety and stability of nano cosmetics in the on when applied in the human body. So nanotechnology world market is optimistic scenario. You may go significantly very high, or may pessimistic based on how the challenges of the safety will come up. So there is a challenge and people are facing this, and people are optimistic, as we have seen that people are expecting around $758 billion market by 2025. And now in 2018, it was around $558 billion market, huge. Many countries may not have that annual budget. The whole country doesn't have that kind of budget. That is only the cosmetic market there, and it's very big market there. So nano in cosmetics is used by many, many companies. The top ranking companies like L'Oreal, Procter Gamble, Henkel, Unilever, Cow Corp, Avon, Shiseido, Beiersdorf, Estee Lauder, Johnson Johnson. All these companies have many different products which are using nanotechnology in their products. And nano in cosmetics. So there are many ingredients or chemicals which are used in the nano cosmetics, which cover the silver, fullerene, gold, silica, zinc oxide, mica, titanium, copper, platinum, alumina. So these are some of the chemicals which are used in cosmetics. And now you can imagine how these particles can enter in your body and can create your pharmacological challenges in due course of time. If you are using nanocosmetics for a longer time, then your body get exposed with all these nanoparticles and may enter in the systemic circulation. So now there are a lot of testing is going on, but there are very few, not many testing which are validated and which are reliable. But there are many different testing which are done, like for phototoxicity testing via 3TR NRPT, skin corrosion testing via TER, episkin, epiderm, skin irritation testing via episkin, genotoxicity, mutagenicity in testing, in vitro mammalian cell gene mutation test. So these are various tests which are used to establish the safety and secure usefulness of the nano technology in cosmetics. So these tests are giving us some information, but it doesn't give us a complete safety portfolio for any nano cosmetic here. So these are various, nanomaterial, zinc oxide, titanium oxide, fullerene, fullerzomes, nano emulsion, nano capsule, nomosome, nanozomes, nano aluminum, nano silicon dioxide, lithosome, nanosphere. So these are various products, nano products which are there, and these are marketed products where they use different types of nanoparticles, and these are the companies which are using this type of nano products, and you can look at them, their products, and I can share this with Ibu Nurlin if she is interested, so that you can get the copy of this presentation to all of you who are attending the conference. I can share that with you all. So the nano ingredients, so this is a typical scanning electron microscopy picture of zinc oxide, which is a non-nano clear geno. So you can see that this is 500 nanometers, that is half a micron. And your zinc nanoparticles are so smaller here. So some of the cosmetics such as sunscreens use mineral-based materials, and their performance depends on their particle size. So sunscreen, especially when they use the zinc oxide as sunscreen, it can be uniformly distributed or sprayed on the screen so that the UV light can be damaged, can be protected. And sunscreen products normally use titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in the size range of 20 nanometers, which are used as efficient UV filters. But the challenge is these 20 nanometer sunscreen particles can get into the ocean water and then can be taken up or gobbled by the fishes, and the corals can be destroyed. So this is where the problems and challenges are coming for the environment. Their main advantage is that they provide broad UV protection and do not cause cutaneous adverse health effects. So there is the advantage, but then the environmental challenges are there for these sunscreens, and we don't know exactly where it will go. So another material which is widely used is fullerenes, which are carbon nanotubes. And many of the leading cosmetic companies claim their product to contain various types of nano-sized materials like fullerenes, nanotubes, liposomes, quantum dots, and these are all called, but they are using nanotechnology as a technology in cosmetics. So even today, the FDA is treating these cosmetics like a conventional cosmetics, and not much specifications are done there. Another different types of nanoparticles which are used cover nanoliposomes, nanoemulsions, nanocapsules, nanocrystals, hydrogels, buckyballs, dendrimers, nano silver, nano gold, cubosomes, solid lipid nanoparticles. So these are various material nanoparticles which are used in cosmetics, and these products are readily available in the market, and most of us must be using these products in Indonesia also. So now another challenge which is there is the color and pigments. With the conventional um, cosmetic, the particle size was bigger. So the uniformity of color and pigment was not achieved. But with the nano particle, the uniformity in pigments and colors is achieved very well. And that is why nano is becoming very popular in cosmetics, especially for the uniform distribution of the colors and primals there. So liposomes in cosmetics. So you are using macro emulsion, nano emulsion. So you have oil here. So you keep all the oil soluble material into the oil phase and water soluble material into water phase, and you can get 20 nanometer or 50 nanometer transparent emulsion, and they can be very attractive to the customers using the cosmetics. So liposomes is a very popular form which is used in cosmetics on a larger scale. So this is a skin advanced platinum soothing and hydrating jelly toner. This is a product which covers antioxidant platinum nanoparticles and resveratrol as an antioxidant, and they are used for hydrating beta glucan, proteoglycan IPC. This is a typical nano product of for skin. Here you have solar RX, which is broad spectrum sunblock, UV and UVB sun protection with nano zinc oxide. So nowadays they are putting this nano on this label also, and it has long been known that titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are used for UV to prevent the harmful effects of the UV light. And they are, as I mentioned, they are very good, but then they are creating some environmental challenges, and that's why people are worried about what will happen to that. So this is, this is a nano um, sunscreen, and this is non-nano sunscreen. You can see how significant difference it is between TiO2 and zinc oxide. If they are nano, it will appear like this. If it is general big size, then it appears like that. So this is the difference, that cosmetics are more attractive with nanotechnology used. But this is what we would like to look at it, is that skin without protection and filter reflect UV radiation. This is where your sunscreens are using. But when you use a very fine particle, that sunscreen particle can go through epidermis to dermis to hypodermis, and finally it may enter in your circulation. And this is the danger which we are all facing. So you may protect yourself from UV light, but then you may expose your body to the different nanoparticles within the systemic circulation. So the choice will be the customer's choice. So there are a lot of antibacterial properties of cosmetics, where silver nanoparticles are used. They use gold nanoparticles. Nano silver is widely used in soap, toothpaste, wet wipes, deodorant, lip products. They're used as face and body foams. So you can see the application. It does ensure cleanliness in the equipment, and many instruments, also hairbrushes, curly tongs, foil for electric razor, foot massager, toothbrushes, bottle brushes, rubber gloves. All these have some or other way nanotechnology is utilized in this areas, and it is being used by the people there. So nano age serum is another area where anti-aging serum and anti-aging cosmetics are becoming more and more popular, because people are living longer and they all like to look young, and that's why they use anti-aging different cosmetics. And nano anti-aging cosmetics are becoming very popular. They provide a very uniform layer on your skin, and it appears very good. You use a lot of antioxidants in the system and improve the skin texture using this anti-aging nano cosmetics. So anti-aging provides the firmness to the skin. Low molecular weight hyaluronic acid is used, and it provides a firmer skin and more. It provides also hydration, and it is used as moisturizing and rejuvenating nano cosmetics for anti-aging. And there are many products in the market which are used as anti-aging products with nanotechnology. So there are several different nano products are available everywhere. You'll find, if you look at the cosmetic shelf, you'll find many of these nano products in the market available. These are some of the examples of nano products which are there in cosmetics. The companies which are leaders are L'Oreal, which ranks number 6 in the nanotechnology patent holders in US. Freeze 24 by 7 is another company which provides anti-wrinkle skincare line. La Prairie is another um, company which provides 500 skin caviar intensive ampoule treatment, and it minimizes the uneven skin pigmentation lines and wrinkles in 6 weeks using nanotechnology. It is used as an anti-aging material. Procter Gamble has oil of Olay. All the products, a lot of products are using nanotechnology. Mary Kay, Clinique, Lauder, Neutrogena, Johnson Johnson, Avon, Estee Lauder. All these companies are using nanotechnology in their products. But you have to study the labels to find out whether what you are buying is a nano cosmetic or non-nano cosmetic. A lot of hair products are containing nanotechnology used products, and they are nano emulsions which are used there. They can uniformly be sprayed over the hair and can provide some healthy hair to the customers. So other companies use Purely, Ology, Sunscreen, DDA plant, more nanotechnology enhanced anti-aging products as of 2004. Color Science is another company. Paris Blaise Caudalie launched a Vinosum anti-aging sun care, sunscreen, and anti-aging treatment in 2003, long back, around 14 years back. So many big companies are using this nano products. So nano cosmetics is challenging. 20 seconds is all it takes the chemicals in your personal care product to enter in your bloodstream. So once you apply on the screen, it will take only 26 seconds to get into bloodstream. So as we have seen that all these cosmetics have 15, 20, 30 chemicals. And within 26 seconds, if they are going to enter in your bloodstream, you need to worry about whether the nanotechnology in cosmetics is good for us or not good for us. And then another big challenge is parabens. Parabens, a lot of people are showing different types of diseases because of the parabens. And there is a scientific research has shown that most breast cancer develop in the upper outer quadrant of the breast. And it just so happens that the area is closest to the lymph nodes exposed to antiperspirant. So if you are using antiperspirant, they use parabens and they might enter in your bloodstream and they may cause breast cancer. And this is where people are now worried about coming up with preparations with no parabens into the system, because there are researches showing it can cause cancer to the people. So making cosmetic that sticks to the claim is a big challenge. And normally you can see that if you use anti-aging, this is the face with conventional cosmetic, this is the face with nano cosmetic. So it does change anti-aging, it can give that impact. But at what cost? And we need to balance this and look at the nanotechnology in cosmetics using all this information. So I have edited many different books in different areas. These are some of my books, just for your information. And terima kasih. If you have any questions, I am open for question answers.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor, for giving your valuable insight on our topic today. Right now, I'm reading our textbook, and there's a lot of questions. They're really
Okay.
interesting about what happened with nanotechnology and our cosmetic product.
Yeah.
Before I read some of the question, maybe some of participants want to directly asking the professor. You
Hmm.
can raise your hand if you want.
Okay.
Is there any?
Yeah.
Okay. If there's maybe they still prepare their speech. I will read some
Yeah.
of the
Can you,
questions.
if you can put the question into a chat box, then I can look at the question, because that will be easy.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
write it in the chat book.
Correct.
There's
You can cut and paste and put it. Only
about
if it's in Bahasa, then probably you'll have to translate.
yeah, I'll translate it. There are 8 questions, Prof.
Yes.
I will send it to the chat book. Oh, only 5 can
Okay.
be sent. Maybe
Yeah.
there's the first question first.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the first one, what do you think about the claim of the cosmetic companies that use nano gold technique in their products? What are the benefit and the side effects? I sure that you already explained it in your slide, but
Yeah.
maybe you can explain in general. Maybe they not really catch it.
No, as I mentioned, uh, there there is a need for research because we do not have any confirmed answers whether the how many particles can get into the bloodstream, what percentage of particles can get into the bloodstream, and how toxic they will be over the period of time. Because normally you are using cosmetics every day, and if you are using the nano cosmetics every day, then it will affect the absorption definitely, and you may see the effect after 1 year or 10 years. You never know. So as on today, there is no such data available. So companies are coming up because it is very attractive when you use a nano cosmetics and a conventional cosmetic. The application and appearances are much better in the nano cosmetics, and that is why all the companies are jumping on it. But over the period of time, like we have seen that some of the sunscreens have been totally banned in Hawaii and many other states. So obviously, same thing will happen with nano cosmetics also. That if some people show the side effect, then probably they will have to declare. It is like smoking. People used to smoke a lot in the early part, and then they started putting up figures and saying smoking is injurious to the human health and all those things.
Mhm.
It has happened. And now in America, in many like in our university, smoking is totally banned. They don't allow. There are very secluded areas where you are allowed to smoke, but otherwise smoking is totally banned. In our health campus, it is zero smoking, no zero tolerance for smoking. So same thing will happen over the period of time for nano cosmetics if they really harmful to the customers.
Oh.
And that is where the researches have to be done to get the answers to that question.
Mm. Let me translate it to the participant first.
Yeah.
Oke. Jadi tadi telah dijelaskan beberapa keuntungan dan juga side effect-nya dari penggunaan nanoteknologi. Keuntungan-keuntungannya tadi telah disampaikan di slide, ada yang meningkatkan hydration, kemudian dia memang dapat diserap dengan lebih baik dan lain sebagainya. Nanti bisa dibaca di slide-nya untuk benefits-nya. Dan side effect-nya, beberapa produk yang mengklaim penggunaan nanoteknologi tidak disertai dengan data mengenai side effect-nya. Biasanya penggunaan nanoteknologi ini lebih ke arah keuntungannya, di mana hasilnya sangat signifikan sekali, membantu penyerapan produk dan hasilnya sangat terlihat. Oleh karena itu penggunaan nanoteknologi lebih seperti masih belum tersedianya data tentang side effect-nya sampai saat ini. Oleh karena itu Profesor menyatakan penelitian mengenai side effect-nya sekarang sedang gencar-gencarnya dilakukan seperti itu. Oke. Moving on to the second questions. Could you please explain in general how the work process of applying nanotechnology when making products from natural ingredient? How does the sequence of the work?
I have a separate presentation on application of nanotechnology in herbal drugs and herbal cosmetics. It takes almost another 2 hours for me to explain you how we can do that. But nanotechnology has there are a lot of good products which are coming up in the herbal area, because if you can make some critical extracts of the herbs, then you may get a very potentiated and strong extract of the earth, and then it can be translated into nano products. So mostly nano emulsions are used because I have done work on antioxidant like resveratrol and lipoic acid and glutathione. These are all natural products which can be converted into nano emulsions. And as I had shown you, one of the product which contains resveratrol as a cosmetics, antioxidant cosmetic. And that is where you can use nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is a technology simply reducing the particle size, and it provides you enormous area. So you can reduce the dose of the material. And that is the advantage of nanotechnology. But every time, based on what type of products you are using, you will have to use different types of techniques for. So whether you can use nanopolymers, nano capsules, nano emulsions, nano suspensions. So different types of nano drug delivery systems can be used to deliver herbal and natural products.
Oke, jadi Profesor telah menyampaikan bahwa Profesor memiliki slide tersendiri mengenai proses bagaimana bagaimana mengaplikasikan nanoteknologi dengan menggunakan natural ingredients, dan slide ini berjumlah 200-an halaman yang tentunya mungkin agak sulit untuk bisa disampaikan secara general, tapi beliau menyampaikan bahwa yang paling penting adalah pada saat pengekstrakan dari natural ingredients tersebut. Jadi kalau kita membuat sebuah produk, paling penting adalah kita mendapatkan ekstraknya dulu. Ekstraknya diekstrak dengan cara yang benar, kemudian mendapatkan ekstrak yang berpotensi untuk dibuat sebuah produk. Dan nanoteknologi juga memiliki beberapa jenis gitu ya. Untuk sediaan dalam bentuk nano, bisa nano emulsi, nano nano capsule dan lain sebagainya. Jadi tergantung bagaimana hasil output yang diinginkan dari peneliti. Gitu. Jadi untuk penjelasan secara panjangnya agak sulit untuk dijelaskan gitu ya. Baik, moving on to third questions. Can this nanotechnology only be used for one field of science, or can it also be used for multidisciplinary science? If it possible, could you please give the example of the multidisciplinary science which used nanotechnology?
Nanotechnology itself is a multidisciplinary science, because you need to learn chemistry, you need to learn polymer chemistry, you need to learn all the analytical equipment, instrumentation, you have to understand the drug delivery, drug release. So all these things, you have to have a team of people who participate in the research. And that is why nanotechnology, right from the beginning, has been considered as interdisciplinary, interprofessional science, where all different people, like if you come to our university, you'll find nano center in engineering college, in mechanical engineering, in electrical engineering, in chemistry department, in protein peptide department. All sorts of departments are utilizing nanotechnology. So nanotechnology is a technology which can be used for different applications, and that is where it is interdisciplinary. Even your nano robots are made by mechanical engineers but used by medical doctors. So that is how it comes to interdisciplinary, interprofessional technology.
Jadi Profesor telah menjelaskan, jadi dari awal nanoteknologi sendiri itu adalah kegiatan yang multidisiplin. Jadi kita harus belajar kimia, kemudian belajar juga tentang sistem penyerapan obat di dalam tubuh dan lain sebagainya untuk bisa menerapkan nanoteknologi. Dan beliau juga menyampaikan bahwa di tempat beliau itu ada yang namanya Nano Center, dan isinya itu dan isinya adalah semua ilmuwan dari multidisiplin yang menerapkan nanoteknologi ini, sehingga bisa dikatakan bahwa nanoteknologi ini bukanlah monodisiplin tapi multidisiplin sejak awal, seperti itu. Okay, for the fourth questions, this nanotechnology is very promising, especially in the future and in industrial sector. But as we know, the facilities for nanotechnology related research are not cheap. It is very expensive. So how would you suggest if we from Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya want to start developing facilities related to the nanotechnology research? What the first step should we pay attention for?
You know, your voice is breaking. I couldn't get it.
Okay.
Is it question number 4?
If we, Muhammadiyah University, want to provide the facilities to provide the research based on nanotechnology, what is the first step we need to do? We need to pay attention to, because it is very expensive.
Yeah, you know, I have been traveling and talked to many countries, and I requested them to start nano center. First thing is that Muhammadiyah University should designate nano center so that you start thinking in that direction. So establishing a nano research center is one thing. Second thing is that there are certain simple techniques which you can utilize in the present existing facilities with Muhammadiyah University. So you can create nanoparticles in Muhammadiyah University with simple techniques. And that is where that nano center will start focusing on it. And then gradually building it up. So in the beginning, you may not be having transmission electron microscopy, but you can send the sample to Bandung, or you can send the samples to the centers in Jakarta who have um, transmission electron microscopy. So rather than investing on a big equipment, you should invest on people who work on nanotechnology. And that is where the nano centers can help in building up gradually the facilities, publications, and then the name for the university. And that is how you should start the beginning of the. And next time when I come to Palangkaraya, I will definitely talk about how to build a nano center
Okay, we will
in the
expecting
new
that.
school. Yeah, I will be able to give you that presentation next time.
Oke, jadi pernyataan dari beliau adalah pertama bangun dulu sumber dayanya yang bisa melakukan penelitian terkait nanoteknologi daripada menginvestasi kepada fasilitas terkait peralatan-peralatannya. Jadi orangnya terlebih dahulu, baru nanti peralatannya secara gradually akan menyusul seperti itu. Oke, from there is one participant want to ask you directly. Mr. Rizky Fadil, could you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Miss Nurul, Professor Yashwant Pathak. Selamat pagi and selamat malam in USA. Thank you very much for very nice presentation. I'm very interesting about this nanotechnology cosmetic, and I have one question regarding this nanotechnology cosmetic. We know that sometimes the natural product cosmetic will give allergenic reaction to different person. Is this natural product with nanotechnology cosmetic will also direct or indirectly, I'm sorry, will also directly or indirectly affect the person using this natural cosmetic? Well, that's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, natural cosmetics also, at the end of the day, nothing is safe and everything is safe. How much it goes into the body, that will decide whether there are side effects or not. And whether it is a natural product or synthetic product, how much your body can take it up and how it reacts to all these materials which enter in systemic circulation, and where do they go, what kind of side effects they show, what kind of toxicity they show. This is all, you know, it's a very new area. There is lot of research going on nanotoxicology, and very few models are there, very few areas, very few research papers are published. So it is still a developing science where people are learning how it will affect. and there are not answers to all the questions because it is still developing.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for another question.
Sama-sama.
So that means that is not directly with the allergenic reaction, yes, whether it's in nanoparticle or not.
Pardon?
So it's indirectly affect the whether it will be make a allergenic reaction for the person, whether it's a nano cosmetic or not.
No,
So it's
I
not.
don't know. No, honestly, I don't know.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I hope that answer your questions, Mr. Fadil. Okay, moving on to the fifth questions. In America and other developed countries, perhaps the application of nanotechnology has become common and may even have been far developed. So according to your experience, how about Indonesia? How far we are right now? And what are Indonesia's own challenge in developing this nanotechnology?
Indonesia is very successful in using nanotechnology because you have more Facebook accounts than the number of people, and you have more WhatsApp accounts because you are using all the nanotechnology day in, day out, and probably you are more well versed with using cell phones and nanotechnology in your life. Only thing is that whether the technology can be developed or borrowed. So gradually the Indonesian people will have to concentrate on building up their own technology, because now you are using it which is done in China or in some other countries. A day will come that you will, and Indonesian government is putting money also in developing the nanotechnology in Indonesia. I heard good number of universities are publishing good papers into this area. So it is a matter of time that uh, this will grow. But if you get advantage, somebody else is working, and if you get the applications, why not use it? That's what we are all doing. So it is a matter of time that, like in good old days, if you remember the first TV when it came in 60s and 70s, not all the houses will have TV. So people used to go in the whole village will go to one house and watch the TV. Now everybody has TV in every room in the house because TV became very cheap.
Yeah.
Same thing will happen that in due course of time, every university will have transmission electron microscopy and scanning electron microscopy, and more research can be done. It is a matter of time, that's all. Indonesia will do very well.
Oke, so jadi Profesor telah menyampaikan bahwa segala sesuatunya adalah masalah waktu. Sekarang Indonesia sendiri telah mengalami kemajuan untuk bisa melakukan riset terkait nanoteknologi dan juga pemerintah juga sudah mendukung hal ini. Hanya saja mungkin agak susah untuk seluruh universitas memiliki perangkat-perangkat yang diperlukan. Tetapi dengan seiring berjalannya waktu, seperti tadi telah dicontohkan Profesor mengenai televisi, dulu sangat sulit untuk didapat di setiap rumah, tapi sekarang karena harganya sangat murah, seluruh rumah memiliki televisi. Seperti itu analogi. Okay, moving on to the sixth questions. We have our lecturer here, Sharida Diana Ardani. She want to ask you about, are there specific requirements for natural extract with nanotechnology? For the example, for the polarity of the extract, you need to treat in special way or something like that. Could you please answer that questions?
It is normally what they do is, and it is very well done in Indonesia by DEXA. DEXA company is doing all these, a lot of researches in the polar and non-polar extraction methods. And it all depends upon what type of pH you have your product. Second thing is what is the pK values are there. So you can manipulate the polymers which are used to create nanoparticles. based on the properties of your herbal products. So if they are like we do nanoparticles using PLGA and PLA, so polylactic glycolic acid and polylactic acid. So if we have a hydrophobic material, then we use higher concentration of PLA because it can accommodate more hydrophobic material. If it is hydrophilic material, then you use higher concentration of PLGA because it can accommodate more. Suppose you have a hydrophobic material, then you can incorporate into the oil and then create nano emulsions out of that. So it all depends upon what type of material you have at hand and what are the physico-chemical properties of that material, and then you can utilize different types of technologies to get the nanoparticles.
Okay, so the preparation of your extraction is more important when you do something uh, related nanotechnology to natural extract.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope that answer your question, Miss Charida. And then the seventh questions. This is from Nur Kadri from Polytechnic Muhammadiyah Makassar. From Makassar. Can the manufacture of nanomedicine in cosmetic reduce the use of harmful ingredients in cosmetic, such as the use of SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, and the other harmful ingredients?
It does, that is the advantage of nanoparticles. If you want to reduce the dose of it, because what is happening in nanotechnology simply reduces the particle size and increases the surface area enormously. So obviously you can reduce the dose, like suppose you have 100 milligram dose. When you use nanoparticle, you may be requiring only 50 or 30 milligram of the dose because surface area is enormous, so absorption will be higher. So it all depends upon the material what you are using and how much you would like to utilize, especially in cosmetics. It is quite helpful because surface area and uniform layer can be formed because of the nanoparticles, and that is the advantage, and definitely it can reduce the dose of the materials or the ingredient composition.
Okay. Uh, Professor, uh, this is our lecturer want to ask you directly. Please, doctor, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Actually, my question is out of our topic. It's not nanotechnology for cosmetic, but I hope you don't mind to answer my question because I promise this is still nanotechnology. Actually, my question is about our star at present, COVID-19, sir. What do you think about nanotechnology for COVID-19 therapy? Is it possible? Is it promising, or it cannot be used for making therapy for COVID-19? Thank you.
The vaccines which are being manufactured are all nanoparticles. So mRNA based vaccines which are manufactured by BioNTech and then Moderna and Pfizer, they are all nanoparticles. They are using nanotechnology to get those mRNA particles as a vaccine, and they are using it very well. So nanotechnology does have a solution for COVID-19, and you will see the vaccine very soon in the market, because it appears that we will be getting 20 million doses by end of December in America. And then I heard that Indonesia is using Sinovac, the Chinese vaccine,
Yeah.
for common people. So definitely mRNA based all vaccines are going to be nanotechnology used vaccines.
Okay, thank you for
Okay.
your answer, sir.
Okay, I hope that answered your question. We have two more questions, sir. There's a lot of participants really interested to your speech today. So the question is, what about the trend of nano cosmetics that are used using an oral delivery system by drink? such as Japanese candy products that can make the body smell good by consuming it. Is it possible? And how is the mechanism?
By oral,
Yeah,
I think, yeah,
drink.
people are using nanoparticles for oral delivery. Even for a toothpaste, they are using nano toothpaste. So there are nano mouthwashes are there, nano toothpastes are there. So oral delivery and oral absorption is pretty common, and people are coming up with the products using nanoparticles because you have to understand that nano is nothing but reduction in the particle size and increasing the surface area. As you increase the surface area, the contact between the absorption surface and the particle is higher. And that's why the absorption kinetics will be different for nanoparticles. The higher absorption will require less drug. So less side effect, less toxicity. And this is the advantage of nanotechnology. And that is where we should concentrate on getting the best out of nanotechnology. And you definitely, there are oral products which are available and they can be very well used.
Oke. Jadi fokus utama dari nanoteknologi ini adalah mengurangi produk yang masuk ke tubuh kita, tetapi memaksimalkan kerjanya dengan memaksimalkan paparan dari zat aktifnya. Jadi partikelnya diperkecil supaya nanti bisa mengcover seluruh surface areanya. Seperti itu. Jadi mekanisme kerja dari nanoteknologi adalah mempermudah penyerapan. Intinya itu. Kemudian memang banyak produk-produk yang memang bisa digunakan secara oral dengan menggunakan nanopartikel, namun untuk keefektifannya sendiri itu tergantung dari produknya masing-masing seperti itu. And then there is question from our beloved student. My name is Sharifa Sherli from Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya. Right now, the world is being hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, which of course greatly affects the immune system. What I want to ask is, do we also need to pay attention to the selection of good cosmetic in this COVID-19 pandemic season? And are there any specific standards, especially for women, when buying or choosing cosmetic in this COVID pandemic season? Very good questions.
The pandemic is so new that we don't know much about pandemic. And the nano cosmetics are also so new that we do not have much information about the effect of nano cosmetics on human body as well as on the immunity because we don't understand it. So it is very difficult to answer this question because we really don't have enough data available to find out whether it will be affecting the immunity or not affecting immunity or what cosmetics will be useful. Prevention is always better than cure. So if you can avoid it, better to avoid it. That's the only possibility.
Oke, jadi kembali lagi ke data awal tadi bahwa tentang side effect dari nanoteknologi dalam kosmetik itu masih belum tersedia, sehingga lebih kepada konsumennya. Jika menurut konsumennya tidak perlu, maka tidak perlu digunakan daripada nanti membahayakan diri sendiri seperti itu ya. Karena nanoteknologi ini baru, kemudian kondisi pandemik ini juga baru. Jadi penelitian tentang yang terkait dua hal ini masih sangat jarang ditemukan dan validitasnya pun belum dipastikan seperti itu. Baik, I hope that answer your questions. It looks like we have covered all of our questions. Is there any question again
Terima
from the
kasih.
participant? You can unmute yourself if you want. Okay. Okay, it looks like we cover all of our questions. Is there anything else you want to cover for a closing statement for our session today?
No, all the best, and I will look forward to meet you all in person sometimes in future if the COVID settles down.
We
And
also
thank you
asking.
very much for this opportunity to discuss a little bit what I knew.
Yeah,
And we'll look forward to work with you all. And next time when I come, we'll talk about setting up a nano center in Muhammadiyah University.
inshallah.
Yeah,
We are
thank you very much.
expecting it so much.
Yeah, yeah, thank
Okay.
you very much.
We have come to the end of our workshop. I would like to thank everyone who made this meeting possible. And I thank Prof. Yashwant Pathak for his lecture today. We learned a lot. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully the presentation will be beneficial for everybody. I'm
Yeah,
sorry for a lot of mistake. Thank you for your attention. Good morning.
sama-sama.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Wait, sir, wait.
wabarakatuh. I give it back to MC.
Okay. Okay, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you, Miss Nurul, for guiding the main session, and thank you for Dr. Yaswan for giving us a great presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, all the participants, finally we come to the end of the workshop. I would say again, thank you for your participation, and I'm so happy to see all the participants is very active and very excited in discussion. And especially, I want to say thanks to Dr. Yaswan. Thank you for your great presentation and an important information. I hope this workshop will be beneficial for everybody because for me, it's very beneficial, yeah. Because surprisingly, I've been working with those nanotechnology, but I didn't realize while working. And after hearing your presentation, I know that I've been working with those nanotechnology. Thank you, sir. And before I close our workshop today, I want to ask you to take a picture together. Do you mind if we take a picture together? Mr. Yaswan,
Yes,
do you mind if we take a picture together before?
go ahead.
And after the photo session, our dean will give a closing speech. So don't leave the room, yeah, after the photo session. Thank you. Okay. Before we leave the room, our dean will give us a closing speech. Our dean at Faculty Health Science, Ms. Nurhalina, Mrs. Nurhalina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Farah. Nice to meet you, Dr. Pathak. Actually he is my friendship sebenarnya, for friendship teman jauh. Jadi adik-adik teman-teman dosen dan mahasiswa, I'm so sorry before I speaking in bahasa Indonesia for my lecturer and student. Insya Allah ini menjadi awal yang baik. Ke depan mungkin fakultas kita akan menjadwalkan ya setiap 3 bulan sekali mungkin akan ada kuliah pakar dari luar. Minimal ini akan menghidupkan suasana akademik di lingkungan Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan. Ya mungkin kita akan banyak-banyak mungkin akan minta bantuan dari Mbak Nurul dan teman-teman yang lain sehingga ini meningkatkan ini ya nuansa akademik kita supaya kita tidak tenggelam di ini pekerjaan-pekerjaan rutin di kampus, minimal ada input pengetahuan dan sebagainya. Kemudian buat adik-adik mahasiswa, kenapa kami dari fakultas menginstruksikan semua mahasiswa untuk ikut, karena memang sekarang sudah zaman MEA ya, masyarakat ekonomi ASEAN. Ke depan mau tidak mau adik-adik mahasiswa pasti akan terpapar dengan kemajuan teknologi terutama yang dari luar negeri, sehingga memang harus membiasakan diri. Especially Mr. Fatat, I thank you very much. You fulfilling invitation in our schedule for workshop today, and I hope sometime you can we are waiting for you to Muhammadiyah University to developing a nanotechnology center. Thank you very much. I hope can see you again. Thank you.
Sampai jumpa.
Mr. Pathak, I hope you can come to Palangkaraya after the pandemic end, and I hope you don't mind if I contact you because I'm very interested with technology.
Definitely, please. Thank you very much. Namaste. Sampai jumpa.
Namaste. You know that almost all Indonesian woman is the fans of Bollywood movie.
Yeah, I know. Bye.
Bye. Bye. See you again.